So there was a 24-point middle available yesterday in certain states. For example, out here, William Hill does exist. The Kraken point total was 70 and a half. They don't have it on the board right now, but we don't have Bet Rivers out here. In other states where you might have access to both books, the Bet Rivers app and website had 94 and a half on the Seattle Kraken. This was up pretty much and available all day long. They have adjusted now. Bet Rivers did. They have it at 89 and a half. And like I said, William Hill took it off the board.
So it's still there. I mean, there's still some, some money to be made potentially on trying to find middle. Of course, it's shrinking and narrowing, and you're gonna have to find a number down on the lower end as well. Here, as you said, that number came off the board, but we'll find out. I think. Listen, it's tough to gauge. We thought yesterday we talked about betting the over 70 yesterday because we figured the number would only go up. It wouldn't go down based on what they did in the expansion draft. I know there was a lot of people that weren't overly impressed with how they did in the expansion draft, and we'll find out from Craig Button later on what he thought about that. But we thought it could only go up from that 70 number. I didn't think it would go up significantly based on what happened in the draft. But when you find that number where it is, that's a big gap to potentially fall into to go over the 70 and a half, under the 89 and a half, if that is the number that's out there now.
Sure.
So plenty of opportunity still to be made there. But yeah, we always talk about it. Shop around. You never know what outlying number you might find and where it could be. And when you find it, sometimes you just got to lock those in right away. Don't wait on them because sometimes they do adjust pretty significant.
Let's say you could only make one of those bets and go back to yesterday again. Would you fire on 70 and a half over or under 94 and a half?
Under 94 and a half.
Yeah, so would I.
Yeah.
I had others tell me that they'd go over 70 and a half. Like, because they thought the low end at 70 and a half was way too short.
Yeah.
As opposed to 94 and a half maybe not being completely out of control.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where that's coming from. And like I said, I think yesterday my answer would have been different because yesterday, like we said, when you get that 70 and a half, the number's only going to go up from
Correct.
there. So I think that's where you look at it. Like 94 and a half, they could have taken like the best possible player from every team and not worried about the cap. What they did is drafted for cap space, essentially.
They did, yes.
And if they would have gone with like the best possible players, really driven the number up and drafted right around that salary cap, then all of a sudden you would have been like, oh, 94 and a half is probably around the right number. But I think it only could have gone up from that 70 and a half. So yesterday my number would have been over the 70 and a half. Today maybe the under 94 and a half would be the better bet.